Pack your bags and leave. That's not a slogan from the streets of Gaza or a chant echoing through pro-Palestinian protests. It's a direct quote from Norman Finkelstein, a Jewish academic, a renowned political scientist, and the son of Holocaust survivors. When a man like that speaks, the world listens. But what he said recently shook even the most hardened supporters of Israel. In his exact words, Norman Finkelstein said, "Israelis have only one right, to pack up their bags and leave Palestine." And he did not say it in anger or hate, but with cold clarity and historical conviction. This statement has since set fire to discussions online, in universities, and in political circles. But why would someone born into a Jewish family, raised with the trauma of the Holocaust and known globally for his scholarly works, say something so explosive? Because Norman Finkelstein is done pretending. For decades, Finkelstein has watched the occupation of Palestinian land, the endless wars, the bulldozing of homes, the killings of children, and the silent approval of Western governments. And like many others who still dare to speak the truth, he is tired of the lies. He is tired of the world treating Israel like a sacred exception while it violates the most basic principles of human rights and international law. In his interviews and speeches, Finkelstein does not hide behind complex terminology. He calls it what it is: a brutal military occupation, a settler colonial project, and a systematic denial of Palestinian humanity. And when he says Israelis should leave Palestine, he is not calling for revenge. He is calling for justice. He is saying that people who came, not as refugees, but as colonizers, who displaced and destroyed an entire nation to build their own, have no moral right to stay. To those who say, "But where will they go?" Finkelstein responds with a simple question. Where did the Palestinians go when they were forced from their homes in 1948? Where were their rights when entire villages were erased? When hundreds of thousands were made refugees in a single year? Why is one people's suffering constantly used to justify the permanent suffering of another? Norman Finkelstein's words are not just an opinion. They are a mirror held up to the world. A mirror that reflects the hypocrisy of powerful nations. A mirror that exposes how human rights are weaponized when convenient and ignored when inconvenient. He reminds us that justice is not comfortable. It demands truth. And the truth is, the land belongs to those who have lived there for generations, not to those who took it by force, supported by empires, protected by propaganda. He is not alone. There is a growing number of Jewish voices, young and old, religious and secular, who say, "Not in our name," who see the occupation for what it is, who understand that silence is no longer an option, because the more the world delays justice, the more innocent blood is spilled. Finkelstein is not afraid to lose followers, to be attacked, or to be silenced, because he knows what is at stake. And maybe that's what makes his voice so powerful. He speaks from a place of moral clarity, not political gain. So when Norman Finkelstein says Israelis have only one right, to pack up their bags and leave Palestine, he is not calling for hate. He is calling for the end of occupation, the restoration of justice, and the recognition of a people who have been denied their homeland for more than 75 years. And if that truth is too hard to hear, maybe it's time we asked ourselves, what kind of world are we really standing for?